And Leslie Marshall for her reaction to this, the LA Times story, Crooked Hillary, and the new conflict of interest stories that have arisen over Hillary. Now, Leslie, you've been on the show before, and you've tended to just slough it off and say, look, it doesn't matter. It's all out there. Nobody cares. It's going right over the heads of the public. It doesn't matter at all. Are you still holding that position?
Well, right now, until there's an indictment, which I don't think there will be, the FBI has said and the director has said, look, yes, this is an investigation. We don't have a November deadline. I think it was Judge Napolitano who said that they're going to call Hillary before Memorial Day, so they're coming to an end, and I've heard that from others. But again, with the emails, unless there is any charge and there's an indictment and there's found to be any criminal negligence, I think it'll go away after November, and when we have a new president elected, who I do believe will be Hillary. Now, with regard to the LA Times...
Hold on a second. There's this endless backdrop of scandal. It's endless, and it has really dominated her campaign. I put it to you that has reduced her vote. In the turnout, in the primaries for Democrats, the vote is down. And I put it to you, Leslie, part of the reason for that is the background of scandal for Hillary Clinton.
No, I don't agree with you. Honestly, I think Hillary is part of the problem for Democrats who don't want Washington people, or they want a woman, but they don't want that woman. And that could be said for some people, obviously, on the right. But in a primary, we're looking at the Democrats. There are people that don't necessarily like Bernie or Hillary. They're kind of in between the two of them. And then if you just look at the newer voters, Stuart, they don't want to be a Democrat or Republican. They're registering as independents, so they're not available to vote in a closed primary state. And in addition to that, there's growing apathy among that younger voter population who just don't identify with the platform or even the age, quite frankly, of the candidates running left or right. And that's why I think we see a lot less Democratic voter turnout, not because of the scandals of Hillary Clinton.
Ed Rollins is still here Friday morning. Ed Rollins is here. Does Hillary have nothing to worry about?
She has plenty to worry about, and she knows she has plenty to worry about. The fact the FBI is investigating her in a few months before the election is pretty important. Equally as important, the country, both the Sanders vote and the Trump vote, they're tired of Washington. They're tired of the business as usual. And Hillary is the epitome of business as usual. You elect her, you get at least 4 more years of the Obama programs, and I think people want change. They want something different. And so I think she's going to have a hard time.
I've got another one for you, Leslie. Senator Harry Reid. Now, he took aim at Mitch McConnell after McConnell met with Donald Trump. Just listen to this for a minute.
Since Senator McConnell has so enthusiastically embraced Trump, we can only assume he agrees with Trump's view that women are dogs and pigs. We can only assume that Republican leader is not repulsed by Donald Trump's vulgar behavior towards women.
Leslie, I got to tell you, I think that is beneath the dignity of the office of senator. And you say?
Well, I say some of the comments that are made by a man who's running to be the president and commander-in-chief of a nation where women are the majority of the population would be beneath the dignity. And quite frankly, a lot of people might say this whole political process this year for the presidential election, which is much like a circus, has become below the dignity, if you will, or the original bar that was set for a campaign. So I don't technically disagree with you 100%. Is that the place? But you have to remember, we have the leader of the Senate, which is in jeopardy come this next election. And Harry Reid, as the leader of the Democrats, is trying all he can to say, look, you guys said this was not a Republican or part of your party. This is what this man is saying. This is now what the Republican Party is embracing and represents. So I think he's doing his job. Was the Senate floor the place to do it? Maybe not.
It just reminds me of Harry Reid lying on the floor of the Senate about Mitt Romney's taxes and his money. That was a flat-out lie. Harry Reid knew it, and he did it deliberately to affect the election. And I've not forgotten it. Leslie, thank you very much indeed. I've got this one for everybody. The GOP scored